how to make relation between tables in Supabase. Let's get an example. In the previous lessons, I have created a table orders and a table client. Let's start over for this example. I have here a SQL query that will actually create a table orders with a model ID, client ID, etc., etc. I'm enabling the row level security, and I got a table client with an ID. After I'm inserting in my clients the email, it will create an ID also. And in my table orders, I'm going to generate a fake order, and I'm going to inject from clients that is related to the email of Daniel Garcia, which is up there. So I'm going to click on run, and here we are. So I'm going to get back to my tables, and now I'm going to have two tables, a table client with an ID, and I'm going to have a table orders with an order, and in here I'm going to have here exactly the client ID of the email, Daniel Garcia. So the client ID of an order is actually the ID of a client. So now what I can do is to make a relation between them. In database here, I'm going to click on my table orders. I'm going to click here on the pen, and I'm going to add a foreign key relation. So I'm on orders, and when I click here, I want to make a reference to another table. And this table here, you understood, it will be clients. And of course, I want to make a relation with the ID from clients. So I'm going to click on save, and here we are. We have a relation now between every order, which the client ID will be related to the client's ID. Now I know that I got this relation. So to confirm that, I can go on the table orders, and here we see that there is a little link here, which means that there is a relation on this column to another column. Now I'm going to go on API docs on the table orders, and I'm going to look for foreign key. Okay? And down there we see that with the SDK, I have a solution to fetch actually my orders with another table. So here you understood it's going to be clients. And between parentheses, I'm going to put what? I'm going to put the foreign key. And in orders, the foreign key, it's client ID. Back in my app, I have a function fetch order with a star here. And what I want to do, I'm going to put here at the line clients, so the foreign tables. And in clients, I'm going to put a star because I want to have the full client. Of course, before, I need to check if my row level security policies are made. Here, it's not the case. So I'm going to add a new policy. Let's say that I'm going to apply this enable read access on clients, and I'm going to do exactly the same on orders. And here we are. I got my order down here, and if I click on it, look at this. I got client ID, but I also got the data from the client. So what we did here, we created a relation. We used the client ID of an order to make a relation to another table, which is client ID. Of course, you can make as much relation as you want until the moment it doesn't imply that the column have constraints that are not related. For example, primary keys is nullable, etc., etc. You gotta be sure that your columns can fetch together. Here, I got a column client. So if I click here, I got some elements, and I can also here, if I want, make a relation, between the client's email and order. So here I'm going to click on select a tables to reference to, and here is going to be orders. And when I click down here, I can check that the order's email will be fetched in relation to the client's email. So I'm going to click on save, and here we see that we got the relation already done. And here we are. I got a relation between those two. Of course, if you want to delete those relations, you can do the opposite.